The electricity sector makes up about a third of our carbon emissions. It's the worst polluting industry by far, and that is due in large part to these. If we could ditch coal-fired power plants, we'd be making a massive reduction to Australia's carbon footprint. But could Australia really run on 100% renewable energy? If so, how would we do it? And what would it look like?
In the future, we will find a completely different paradigm for our electricity generation needs. It will be dominated by solar and wind, which are at the moment the two major sources of low carbon electricity production. And the important thing to remember is that this is not going to look like the electricity system of the present. This is going to look much more like the Internet of Energy, where there will be millions of producers of energy.
So the Internet of Energy will spread our centralised system out across the country. Wind and solar farms will be the biggest contributors, but there are other opportunities and sources that are being explored. One is bioenergy. That's energy from plants, animals, and their byproducts. A recent report for the Australian Renewable Energy Agency found biogas alone could potentially meet almost 9% of Australia's energy needs.
Any way that we can devise of capturing greenhouse gases and either storing it or turning it into something else that is useful is really the main aim of these types of systems. For example, in a piggery, the waste from the pigs produces methane, a really bad greenhouse gas, worse than carbon dioxide. So it makes enormous sense to capture that and to convert it into something else and try and keep the greenhouse gas footprint of agricultural production, such as the piggery, as low as possible, while at the same time creating useful energy as a result.
That's right, pig poo could be powering our homes. The agency responsible for managing the electricity grid says renewables will dominate it sooner than you might expect. In fact, as early as 2035, we could, at certain points, get nearly 90% of our electricity from renewables. But to get there, the government will have to encourage rapid investment in clean energy.
We need to have consistent government policy that aligns energy policy with climate policy so that there is a clear driver that connects the decarbonisation of the electricity sector with our greenhouse gas emission goals.
For example, the government could get a plan in place to close coal plants, like Germany has. They've promised to be coal-free by 2038. Or they could offer household rebates to install home battery packs, just like they do with solar panels.
The current coronavirus pandemic provides us with a wonderful opportunity to build our way out of the recession using renewable energy as the driver and to transform not only the electricity sector but all the other sectors of the economy so that they run on renewable energy. This is where we should be investing now and not only drive jobs and growth but also drive the transition that we need to have to 100% renewable energy in the future.
Experts say this change is going to happen. It's a matter of when, not if. But it will be slower and more expensive than it needs to be if we don't start now.